Hey everybody, welcome to Whiteboard Wednesday. Congressman Mark Green, and we're in part 2 of a 3-part series, basically where you talk about ourselves, knowing yourself, and then knowing your opposition. And one component of the opposition, not all Democrats, but some Democrats, support this idea of wokeism, what we're calling woke culture. And I want to just highlight some comparisons between wokeism and communism this week in this part. First, we'll look at the idea of erasing culture. NPR officials have even said that we should reprogram conservative children. Of course, they want to change Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving and cancel Independence Day. Well, the communists destroyed cultural sites that disagreed with the history they wanted to suggest about their communist nations, attacking religion. The woke culture wants to close churches but keep casinos open. There are attacks in New York on Orthodox Jews. They removed religious freedom legislation that had been passed years previously this year in the 117th Congress. Of course, we know that in China, they tore down crosses in churches and put Xi Jinping's picture, suppressing the Muslim Uyghurs. And in the USSR, they pretty much purged all religion and pushed atheism. Blacklisting, something that's real big for the wokeism ideology. They want to blacklist the Trump staff. No, you can't hire any of them. They're bullying GOP donors, and of course they're blocking free speech on Twitter and other social media. In communist China, well, there's the social credit score. If you don't profess the belief system of the communist state, then you get a lower score and you can't buy plane tickets, get a loan. And over there, they're forcing bloggers to make false concessions and then canceling their blogging sites. Rewriting history. You know, the woke folks, they believe in this book called The People's History of the U.S., which is a very clear pro-Marxist text. The 619 Project, which has massive numbers of falsehoods about U.S. history, and then they're tearing down, even Harriet Tubman's statue is being torn down, someone who fought for the freedom of slaves. Of course, in communist China, you can't talk about the Tiananmen Square massacre. They're rewriting the history on the Cultural Revolution, the Great Leap Forward, and World War II. One text on the history of China has said that China's history was rewritten 4 times in the last century. Economics. Look at their philosophy on economics. AOC is talking about universal rent control. That's right out of Karl Marx, communism. And they want to centralize the economy. You can look at the blue state bailouts and all of the stuff they're trying to do to take from one and give to another. The centralized economy in the Soviet and Chinese governments, the state-owned enterprises in China, which are very clearly controlled by the state with members of the party in the boards of those entities. Lots of comparisons between wokeism and communism. You decide. That's Whiteboard Wednesday.